Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're delving into some incredibly unsettling real-life stories.
That's right.
These accounts come from people who submitted their encounters with, well, truly evil individuals, originally featured in a YouTube video.
And our goal isn't just to retell these events.
No, not at all. We want to look deeper, explore the patterns, the chilling twists that make these stories so disturbing.
It's really fascinating in a dark way how these accounts show that danger often appears where you absolutely least expect it.
Exactly, like seemingly normal situations, familiar faces.
But hiding something truly awful underneath, it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How well do we actually know the people around us?
That's the core question. Let's start with a story that genuinely feels like a nightmare. It begins with a childhood friendship.
Okay.
This person grew up in Detroit, Michigan, met a kid named Patrick Sipak in middle school, and Patrick, by all accounts, was the total package: smart, funny, charming, good-looking, seemed really kind.
The kind of person everyone likes.
Totally. They were best friends. But then the narrator moved away around 15 or 16, lost touch. And what happened years later? It's just staggering.
Right.
So fast forward to February 2006. The narrator hears about this horrific murder nearby. A couple, Melissa Barrels and her husband Scott. And Melissa, she was 10 weeks pregnant.
Oh, gosh.
It turns out Patrick, their childhood friend, had sort of latched onto Melissa at the grocery store where she worked. He wanted more than friendship.
He became fixated.
Yeah. And one day he follows her home, convinces her to let him and his girlfriend, Samantha Binsky, come inside.
Big mistake.
Huge. Once they're inside, Patrick pulls out guns. He attacks Melissa, hits her, starts strangling her with a belt.
Yeah.
And when it's taking too long, he actually convinces Samantha to help him.
He drew her in.
Right. While this is happening, Scott, the husband, comes home. Patrick hits him with a gun, locks him in the bathroom while they finish killing Melissa.
Unbelievable cruelty.
It gets worse. After Melissa is dead, they turn their attention to Scott. Samantha leaves, goes to CVS.
Go shopping.
Yeah.
In the middle of this.
Gets duct tape, syringes, bleach. They tried to inject bleach into Scott's veins. They tortured him for about 4 hours.
4 hours.
Before he finally died.
The depravity is just staggering.
After the murders, Patrick and Samantha wrap the bodies, painter's plastic, duct tape. They cover them with a tarp in the room the couple was decorating for the baby.
That detail is sickening.
Then they just flee. Take the Barrels' car, steal their documents, planning to assume their identities.
It's cold.
And the violence doesn't stop. They end up in Flint, Michigan. Meet a man at a gay club who offers them a place to stay for a few days.
Another act of kindness repaid with.
Horror. After 3 days, the man sees them on the news, realizes who they are. He tries to convince Patrick to turn himself in, says he'll call the police himself. Patrick follows him outside, shoots him in the back, then in the head.
Just like that. No hesitation.
They wrap his body the same way, put it in his own pickup truck.
It's escalating.
And then, this is maybe the most chilling part, the very next day, Samantha's friend calls her, asks for a ride to a job interview. Seriously.
Samantha agrees. But before they get picked up, the friend sees the news, sees Patrick and Samantha are wanted for murder.
And she still gets in the car.
She still lets them pick her up, goes to the hotel for the interview, goes inside, says she won't be long, and immediately calls 911.
Smart move. Finally.
Police swarm the place, arrest Patrick and Samantha, find the body in the truck. Now, they're both serving life without parole. Their story was even on that show, Wicked Attraction.
You know, this case is just a terrifying illustration of that concept, the mask of sanity. Patrick's charm, his seeming kindness.
Yeah, completely fooled everyone initially.
It's how these individuals operate. They mimic normalcy, even appeal, while lacking any real conscience. And Samantha's role. It's horrifying, but it points towards coercive control, maybe even a shared delusion, a folie à deux.
Like he pulled her into his madness.
Exactly. Where one person's warped reality infects another, leading them to participate in things they might never do alone. It's a stark example of manipulation escalating to extreme, unthinkable violence. So the very things that make someone seem safe, like charm, can actually be the tools of manipulation.
Precisely. It's not about universal distrust, but about recognizing that profound manipulation often hides behind that very facade of normalcy. It forces us to question our basic assumptions about who is safe.
Okay, let's shift to the next story. This one. This might make you look at your own neighborhood differently. Comes from someone who grew up in a small town. You know the type, everyone knows everyone's business, or thinks they do.
Right, familiar setting.
There was this older man, skinny guy, everyone called him Creepy Phil. He'd just lurk around, make weird comments. People mostly just wrote him off as the eccentric neighbor. Harmless, you know.
The local oddball.
Exactly. The narrator remembers a specific neighborhood barbecue. Phil just stood at the gate the whole time, didn't join in, just watched. Asked teenage girls if they needed rides home.
Okay, that's more than just odd.
Yeah, but people just sort of laughed it off. Oh, that's just Creepy Phil. Then, one time, Phil asks the narrator and their best friend to do some work for him, dig a retaining wall, offered cash.
So they went to his house.
They did. They needed the money. While they were working, they noticed his backyard was a mess, just full of junk, garbage, lots of sheds. Phil just sat there watching them the whole time. They finished, got paid, went home. Didn't think much more about it.
Just a weird day working for the weird neighbor.
Until a few months later, the narrator's watching the news. Breaking story. Picture of a skinny old man and his wife. It's Creepy Phil.
Oh, no. What did he do?
The news report. It revealed that Phil had kidnapped a 10-year-old girl. 18 years earlier, he moved into that house, the one right next door to the narrator, and for 18 years, he raped her.
18 years, right next door.
Right next door, while the narrator was growing up playing outside. And the girl, she had 2 children during that time, in captivity. Phil raped his own daughters, too.
This is beyond monstrous.
Remember the cluttered backyard, the sheds? That's where he kept them hidden. Police found this whole maze of tents and hidden enclosures back there. When they rescued the daughters, their skin was ghostly white. They'd barely ever seen sunlight.
Never seen sunlight.
Yeah.
Just trapped.
The narrator still has nightmares, thinking about playing basketball, having barbecues, just feet away from that ongoing horror. The kidnapped girl, her name is JC Dugard. She's actually become a motivational speaker, written books.
An incredible story of survival, but the proximity.
It's chilling. How could something so evil happen right there, hidden in plain sight?
Well, it really speaks to normalcy bias, doesn't it? Our tendency to assume things are okay, that they'll continue as they are, even when something feels off.
Like ignoring the creepy vibe because it's familiar.
Exactly. Creepy Phil was dismissed.
Yeah.
People normalize the slightly strange because the alternative is too disturbing to confront, especially in your own community. It shows how easily profound evil can hide behind a veneer of just weirdness.
It makes you wonder how many other Creepy Phils are out there, hidden by our own desire for things to be normal. How do you fight that bias?
It takes conscious effort, questioning assumptions, trusting your gut maybe when something feels consistently wrong, not paranoia but discernment, recognizing that not all oddities are harmless quirks.
It's a difficult balance. Okay, let's move to 2 other stories. These touch on betrayal, deep betrayal. One within a family, the other. A brush with pure, infamous evil.
Okay.
First, a story about a childhood friendship again. The narrator was 12, best friends with a girl named Sonia. Sonia lived down the street, but her house looked run down, almost condemned. The narrator was never allowed inside. Her mom just said Sonia's family was a bit off.
A vague warning sign?
Yeah. The narrator met Sonia's dad a few times, said he smelled awful. Sonia often didn't smell great either, but they were kids, best friends, didn't matter much then. Sonia stayed over at the narrator's house almost every weekend.
A safe haven, maybe.
Perhaps. One night, Sonia's staying over, asleep, it's late, the doorbell rings. The narrator goes downstairs, sees her mom peering through the peephole. Her mom opens the door crack. There's a man there. He asks for Sonia.
Asking for her late at night?
Yeah, he says, "Is Sonia here? Her daddy said she wasn't home tonight. I'd really like to see her." The narrator's mom asks if he's a relative. He's evasive, kind of dances around the question. Eventually, he just leaves.
That's incredibly suspicious.
The mom was really shaken. She tried calling Sonia's dad, but he answered drunk, incoherent. The next morning, the mom asks Sonia, describes the man, asks if she knows him. Sonia looks up, eyes wide, asks, "Is he still here?" When told no, she looks relieved, visibly relieved.
She knew something was wrong.
Seems like it. Shortly after that weekend, Sonia just disappeared, stopped coming to school, house looked empty, she was just gone. Years later, the narrator asks her mom what actually happened to Sonia. And the mom tells her the devastating truth. The man at the door that night. He looked rough, like a drug user, nervous. The mom had been so worried she called the police the next day.
Good for her.
The police investigated. They found out Sonia's dad. He was prostituting her to his friends for alcohol and money.
Oh my Her own father.
And it gets even worse. Sonia told the police her dad had raped her too. And she was pregnant with his child.
That poor girl. What happened to her?
She eventually went to live with other relatives, far away. The narrator never saw her again.
It's an unimaginable betrayal.
And then, connected to this theme of unexpected danger, there's a story from the son of a Ted Bundy survivor.
Wow. Okay.
His mother, Carol Dunch, was 18. It's November 8th, 1974, Salt Lake City. She's in a Sears parking lot. Ted Bundy approaches her.
Bundy himself.
Yes. He claims he's a police officer, tells her that her car's been stolen. She needs to come with him to the station for questioning.
Using that authority figure disguised.
Exactly. She gets in his car. He tries to handcuff her, but somehow messes it up, only gets one wrist cuffed. Her other hand is free.
A critical mistake on his part.
Absolutely critical. She sees her chance, opens the door, and just jumps out of the moving car, escapes. Bundy panics and speeds off.
Incredible presence of mind.
Yeah.
And luck.
Pure luck. Because the truly awful part is, later that same night, Bundy abducted, raped, and murdered another 18-year-old girl, Deborah Kent.
So Carol's escape. It was minutes, hours maybe, separating her from that fate.
Exactly. Carol Dunch later testified at Bundy's trial in 1979. Her testimony was crucial. Bundy got the death penalty, executed in 89. Her mother, understandably, never forgot it. Always taught her son about safety, about not trusting appearances. She only told him the full story when he was 16, after he saw a Bundy documentary.
That experience, it would change you forever. Learning not to trust someone just because of who they claim to be. These two stories, Sonia and Carol, they're starkly different. Yet they both highlight this chilling randomness of evil, don't they? Sonia's case is this deep, familial betrayal, the ultimate violation of trust by someone who should protect.
The absolute worst kind.
While Carol's encounter with Bundy is about sheer chance, that fine line between life and death when encountering a predator, both stories just hammer home how fragile our safety can be, how quickly everything can change because of someone else's darkness.
It feels like the common element is that exploitation of trust, whether it's a child's trust in a parent or just the general trust we give strangers who seem authoritative.
Precisely. Bundy exploited the image of authority. Sonia's father exploited the absolute vulnerability of his own child. It's about predators finding those weak points in our social fabric, in our assumptions of safety, and using them.
Okay, let's talk about the final case. This one hits close to home for many people, I think. It happens in Cary, North Carolina, described as a really safe suburb, almost no crime.
Showing it can happen anywhere.
Right. This account is from someone who was a high school senior back in 2008. Had a tight group of friends, known each other for years. One friend, Matt, had just returned from a mental health facility after a suicide attempt.
So he was clearly vulnerable.
Very. He'd struggled with depression, other issues for years, but kept it mostly hidden. Friends knew he was struggling, but maybe not the full extent until the attempt. So Matt's back. It's after Thanksgiving break, November 30th. A mutual friend messages the narrator on Facebook, "Hey, want to go paintballing tonight?"
Just a normal invitation.
Totally normal. But the narrator had plans to see their grandparents early the next morning, had to drive a ways, so they declined. Just said, can't make it, sorry. Didn't think anything of it.
Right. Just missed out on hanging with friends.
Exactly. School starts back up after the weekend. Matt's absent again. Rumors start flying. Maybe he ran away to D.C. to find his birth mother. The narrator finds this odd, tries calling Matt's phone. Off.
Something feels wrong.
Yeah. Then, a few days later, lunchtime at school, chaos. Two of their mutual friends, Allegra and Adil, are pulled out of class.
Arrested. At school.
Right in the middle of the day. The narrator gets this terrible gut feeling like this has to be connected to Matt.
The missing friend.
Checks the local news website. And there it is. 4 of Matt's friends arrested. A body found in the summer home belonging to Allegra's parents. It was Matt.
They killed him. His own friends.
They killed him. On November 30th, the night they invited the narrator to go paintballing.
Oh my God. The invitation? It was to lure him? Or maybe a cover?
It's unclear if the paintballing was the plan or just a coincidence of the timing, but that was the night they killed him. 2 years later, the trial. Allegra, Adil, 2 others from their circle. Allegra and Adil got consecutive 20-year sentences, conspiracy, second-degree murder, the other 2, life sentences, first-degree murder, accessory.
What was the motive? Why would they do that to their friend?
The narrator watched the trial coverage. It seemed the ringleader was another guy in the group, Ryan, described as extremely manipulative. Allegra actually said in court, "This is chilling. I just wanted Ryan to love and trust me again."
Wow. Peer pressure and manipulation taken to a murderous extreme.
The narrator still feels haunted by it, thinking, what if I had gone that night? Could I have stopped it, said something?
That's a heavy burden, even if likely untrue that one person could have stopped it. This story is just deeply disturbing. Violence erupting from within a friendship group. It seems rooted in this toxic mix of manipulation and this desperate need for validation for belonging.
It's terrifying.
It raises huge questions about group dynamics, doesn't it? How can seemingly normal kids get pulled into something so horrific? It's like a social contagion, where the desire for acceptance, twisted by a manipulative leader, overrides basic morality. It makes you question the very nature of trust, even among close friends.
So how does that escalation happen, from friendship to murder within a group? Is it slow, or can it snap quickly?
Often it's a gradual erosion.
Yeah.
The manipulator isolates, preys on insecurities, maybe normalizes smaller transgressions first, but then a threshold gets crossed. The group mentality takes over, creating this echo chamber where horrific actions suddenly seem possible, even necessary in their warped view.
We've covered some truly harrowing ground today. A childhood friend turned killer, a neighbor hiding decades of horror, unspeakable family betrayal, a brush with Bundy, and now friends murdering a friend.
Yeah.
These stories are just stark reminders, aren't they? That evil isn't always some distant monster. It can be familiar, it can be next door, it can be someone you trust.
Absolutely. And what ties them together, I think, is the critical need for discernment. Not just with strangers, but sometimes, sadly, with those closest to us. We naturally want to trust. It's human.
Of course.
But these cases show that behavior can be complex, unpredictable, and sometimes masks devastating potential. They force us to look back sometimes and see the subtle signs, the shifts that maybe were warnings we didn't recognize at the time.
So, as you, our listener, think about these stories, maybe consider this. What are those subtle cues? The gut feelings? The things that seem slightly off even when everything looks normal on the surface? And how do we navigate that? How do we stay cautious without losing our ability to connect and trust in a world where we know this kind of darkness exists? Thank you for joining us for this difficult but important deep dive. We hope it's giving you something to think about.
Definitely food for thought.
For more explorations like this, make sure you follow and subscribe to The Deep Dive wherever you get your podcasts. And if you appreciate content that delves into these darker subjects, check out our channel, Horror Docs. Like, share, subscribe. It really helps us out.
It does.
We appreciate you being with us. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and try to stay safe out there.